Hello, children. I hope you are all fine and you must have done till sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. I begin with reflex action. What is a reflex action? A quick, automatic, involuntary action in the body due to stimulus is called reflex action. So, here you have the definition. I don't want you to write this part in your notebook, you just learn it here directly from the text. Now, in our body, actions may be either voluntary or involuntary. Voluntary, which is under the control of our will, and involuntary, which is not under the control of our will. For example, you have voluntary action. You pick up an apple and eat it. You want to know the time, you raise your arm, look at your watch. That is voluntary action which is under the control of your will. Involuntary action. Suppose you touch a hot iron plate. What will you do? Immediately you will withdraw your hand. That is an involuntary action without our will. It is done by some stimulus. Now we have a look at the difference between voluntary and involuntary actions. Involuntary. They are stimulated or initiated by a stimulus. For example, when you touched the hot plate, the stimulus was heat. Suppose you touch a thorn. By chance, you are touching a rose plant and you touch the thorn. You will immediately withdraw your hand. So here the stimulus would be pain. Voluntary, initiated by a willing thought. You feel like eating an apple and you eat it. These are protective in nature. These are for fulfillment of a desired goal. The commands originate in the spinal cord and the autonomic nervous system. Here, the commands originate in the brain. Involuntary involve both muscles and glands. Voluntary involves only muscles. So again I repeat, reflex action is a quick, automatic, involuntary response in our body to a stimulus. Now, the types of reflexes. Reflexes are of two types, natural and conditioned. Natural reflexes are inborn, in which there is no previous experience or learning required. For example, blinking, coughing, sneezing, salivation, swallowing, peristalsis. These are all inherited. They are inborn. Conditioned reflexes. The one which develop during our life due to previous experience or learning. They are called conditioned or acquired reflexes. For this, there is a very nice experiment given by Pavlov. A Russian biologist had given this experiment to demonstrate conditioned reflex. Now look at this figure. Food is there and you can see a dog salivates at the sight of food. Ringing of the bell in the second figure, the dog does not salivate. Next time, when the food is given at the same time, there is ringing of the bell. So here, his mouth starts salivating. So every time the food was given to the dog, ringing of the bell was simultaneous. Ringing of the bell in this figure, but there is no food. But ringing of the bell, immediately it comes to the dog's mind that food is going to be served. It's time for food, so his mouth starts salivating. So this is a conditioned reflex that it is by previous experience that when the food was being served, the bell used to be rung. So this is the best example to demonstrate a conditioned reflex. Some examples of conditioned reflexes. Seeing the teacher entering the classroom, you stand up. Why? Because when you came to school, you were taught in your class LKG, HKG, as soon as the teacher enters, you have to stand up and wish the teacher. So this is a previous experience. You tie your shoelaces while talking and not knowing whether you are first putting the right lace over the left or vice versa. Because when you are learning to tie the shoelace, your mother must have taught you, take the shoelace, try to make a butterfly. So this is how you have learned. And now you do not look down to tie your shoelaces. Playing on a musical instrument. This is also by previous experience. Only those who have been taught or those who have learned to play a particular instrument will be able to do that. Using the keys of the keyboard while working on the computer. The keyboard, the keys are not written as A, B, C, D. They are in a different manner. So slowly, when you learn it, you will be able to use them correctly. Giving a hand signal to your right when you are turning your vehicle to the right. This we have been taught that when you have to go to the right, give the right signal. Nobody will give the left signal for going towards the right. Applying brakes in your vehicle if someone suddenly comes in front. So these are all based on our previous experiences and learning. They are developed by learning. So they are called conditioned reflexes. You have here the difference between simple and conditioned reflex. Inborn, developed by experience or learning. Related to stimulus, these are due to a condition different from stimulus. Similar in all humans, different in different individuals, subject to learning and experience. All of us will not know to drive the vehicle. All of us will not know to use the keys of a computer. So it is different. Today I stop here, children. Just go through these 2 pages thoroughly well and learn the difference between natural and conditioned reflex. Go through all the examples because in your boards you have been asked. Choose whether the following are natural or conditioned reflexes. Thank you, children. Take good care of yourselves. All the best.